Well, happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining us here at Beautiful Faces Going Places Network. And I am just thrilled today to be bringing to you an expert in Zoom. Jim Gray and his company Gray Solutions, located in Cincinnati, Ohio, works at helping professionals and businesses build the winning edge with video. A graduate of the class of 1983 Marymount High School and the class of 1988 Principia College, Jim spent 25 years working in all aspects of the retail automotive industry until one day he realized, because of his aging parents, he needed to change his career into something where he could leverage his experience in retail and also be at arm's length to take care of his mother and his father. After spending some time going back to online school with Dockum, taking classes, Jim decided that becoming a videographer and a digital marketing expert and sales consultant would be the perfect fit between his previous retail automotive career and the needs of today's growing ranks of small business owners and entrepreneurs. Jim loves people. In general, if you know Jim, he really does love people. He's great. He's fantastic in sales and loves people. And making videos that can help people tell their stories in an authentic voice comes naturally to him. Today's internet audience expects a dialogue of content, just like we're doing right here, which speaks to them one-on-one. A digital revolution is underfoot, and many traditional industries and companies can no longer hide from the expectations of their customers. So video is where it's at, and video helps to build a stronger connection between consumers, products, and services. About 1 year ago, Jim was at a networking event when the speaker suggested to the group that they needed to research and explore the Zoom video conferencing platform. After procrastinating on this for just a few months, Jim was organizing his to-do notes and came across that little note scribbled on a napkin from the event that said, "Check out Zoom." So he did. And so here he is today. Zoom has become an integral part of Jim's offering and his services and part of his business. So please help me welcome Jim Gray with Jim Gray Solutions. So welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Carol. Wow,
Yeah.
that's long. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. It's great to be here today and talking to all of you on Facebook about Zoom video conferencing. And as Carol mentioned earlier, I was a little bit of a late comer into this. We were at a networking event and it was brought up and I procrastinated. But once I started to realize and got into it and basically signed up on their free account, I realized how powerful a tool this was. And now I use it all the time with customers and friends. And I'm going to go over some of these fun things, ideas that we have for Zoom today. There's no way that I can actually tell you every little detail about Zoom, but I am going to kind of give you just the basic run through. And then I'm going to come up with some thoughts on it. And I'm also going to present to you some really great ideas because I think Zoom is totally it's like the Wild West. If you remember the days when the people went on their wagon trains out west and they put their things in the ground and they dug for gold. Zoom is a lot like that. There's a tremendous potential for small entrepreneurs and all kinds of new business opportunities that could sprout up from this platform. Basically, Zoom is like Skype, GoToMeeting. These are video conferencing platforms. So you say, okay, well, what's the big difference with Zoom and what we're doing? Why is Zoom different? Okay, that's a good question. Why Zoom? All right, Zoom right now is the leader in video conferencing. If you go onto Google and Google video conferencing platforms, it's the leader. Okay, that's one reason why you should consider this because there's a lot of corporations using it, a lot of companies, schools, different ways to communicate. These are people that have huge IT departments with all kinds of experts, people that know way more than a little guy like me or you. They vetted this for you. So that's one reason why to use Zoom, because it's been vetted. I didn't start using it till I double checked, because a lot of times you hear about something and then you go in and you find all kinds of negative comments and reviews, and people say, this is for the dogs. Why should I even use this? So I found all I read was great things. So that's where my learning curve began with Zoom. The first thing to do is to know what Zoom is and what it looks like. This is the logo right here for Zoom. Okay, that's their logo right there. All right, and basically the login for Zoom it's a little different because it's not a .com, it's at zoom.us. So if you want to go to zoom.us, you can get a free account there. Okay, you can log in, type your information in. All they want your email and some information. You can log in and get a free account. Now, I happen to have a pro account, and the pro account costs a little bit more. It's about $160 a year. And the difference between the Zoom Pro and the free account is that I can invite people to a meeting. I can have up to 100 people on a meeting, and they don't have to have Zoom. They could have Zoom, or they could not have Zoom. So there's two ways to get to Rome. There's different ways to Rome. So if I set up a meeting with Zoom and invite them to the meeting, they could not have it on their account at all, and they can download it. What it does is downloads like a zip file into their iPhone or their desktop. Okay, so when the zip file downloads, then it opens up and they can come into this meeting that I created. So then where does the magic begin? Well, then we have a video conferencing. We can talk to each other. So a lot like what we're doing now, where we're on Facebook Live, but the difference is by inviting more and more people into that, that's where the real magic begins. So I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit right now, and I'm going to tell you some of the things.
Jim, I just have a quick question for you. The difference between the free account and the pro account is, I think there's a number or a maximum number or time limit of how long you can have your meeting. So free is how many minutes, and pro?
Free, you're limited to 40 minutes. And,
40 minutes, okay.
And sorry, I'm getting used to this Facebook Live thing. You can go up to 40 minutes on a free account, and then they cut you off.
Okay.
So that doesn't work too well in a business sense. Like if you invite people to a meeting and you want to have a meeting for an hour and a half, 2 hours, now they don't get cut off. If I have the pro account and I invite someone who doesn't have a pro account, they don't get cut off of my meeting.
Right.
If they start a meeting and they don't have the pro account, after 40 minutes, we all get cut off.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they want you to join that. And you got to give you a reason to do that. There are some other. So now Zoom. Let's talk about Zoom on the desktop versus your cell phone or your iPad. There are some slight differences in the way it works on the desktop and what people see and what they see on their iPhone. You can download a free app on your iPhone or your Android. That's the other thing that makes Zoom a really good platform. It's a cross-platform application. It works between the PC world and the Apple world. So it can work whether your people have an Android or an iPhone, it doesn't matter. Either way, they can join a meeting. So we love that because I'm an Apple guy. But Carol, I know you're a PC person.
I'm a PC person.
I just had to download Google Chrome to get this Facebook thing to work because I was logging into this thing and it said you cannot log in to Be Live TV because you have to have Google Chrome to do that. I'm like, what? I didn't want to log. So I use Safari all the time, most of the time, and then sometimes Firefox and whatnot. So I'm going to just read you a little bit, some notes that I have here about why would you care about using Zoom, okay? And what's the big deal? Why? And that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. The answer to that is that people get to see and hear your authentic self in real time. Okay, think about that for a minute. People get to see and hear your authentic self in real time. Okay, so people can open up more on Zoom. Imagine they have opened their front door to you. Let's say you're in sales and you knocked on someone's front door, or you're going to their office, and once someone opens up their front door to you, isn't it in the real world outside of video conferencing, isn't it kind of like they've opened up and they're willing to listen to what you have to share and what you have to say? They may not want to buy what you have to say, but they're willing to listen to you. It's like getting your foot in the door. Well, when you do a Zoom video conference, Carol, she will admit this because you were one of our first. We used to have a little group where we all got together and Zoomed, and it's amazing how your world changes what you perceive once you've done that. It's like my whole world now. I know you from your house and where you live, and before I only saw you out at networking events and things.
Right.
I didn't know, Carol and I didn't know each other until we started Zooming together.
Yes. That's how relationships are built, right?
Yeah. And I think, Carol, you'll agree that goes to that know, like, and trust factor.
Yes.
So, so I have a little challenge for you. If you were to close your eyes with your hands for 10 seconds, or put your hands over your ears for 10 seconds. And this is just, hypothetical challenge here. I mean, we all know how to close our eyes or put our hands over our ears. We don't really have to do it. The point I'm trying to make here is I'm trying to draw an analogy here. When you do that, if you do that, what you end up doing is removing one of your God-given your senses that you have. Well, what video conferencing does is it gives you the ability to have a visual of the other person, and to have an audio to hear about the other person. And what they've done all these studies and researches of people, and some people are audible, some people are visual. Very few people are both. They're one or the other. But by getting them onto Zoom, onto a video conference call, whatever your objective is, and we're going to talk about different objectives here, you're basically giving them the freedom. They're no longer being inhibited. They're no longer being you're opening up their senses to them. Their brain is opened up to you because now they can hear you and they can see you. And we're all conditioned as children watching TV, growing up and everything. So and the other thing is we get to see ourselves, and we all like to look at ourselves to a point. So there's a certain sense of we as a Zoom person on Zoom, we're engaging with ourselves and with the other people. So we get to look at ourselves and judge ourselves in real time, and we get to hear and talk to other people in real time. So that's one of the things that video. This is definitely the future. If I can't emphasize anything more to anybody, this is the future. And another factor that Zoom has, just to share with you, is they have a thing called screen sharing. So if I wanted to, I can screen share what's on my computer. Now I happen to live in the desktop world, so I realize screen sharing doesn't work in the phone with your cell phones. Okay, so that's a problem with cell phones. I realize that. And I know that 80%, they say about, what is it, Carol? Like 80% of people now are connecting with their phones.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've discovered, I think you and I have, there's sometimes where we're thinking, like, do they have a computer or not? Like we're.
Right, exactly. They're doing all of their business on their phone, which, I mean, it's fantastic because you can take your business on the go with you wherever you're at. So, yeah. But you can't screen share, right?
Yeah, you can't do it with Zoom. But there's a lot. There is an app for the phone. Both phones you can use to log in to go to a meeting. So when you start a meeting, I guess I shouldn't get too far off here. When you start a meeting with Zoom, each meeting has an ID number, has a meeting ID number, which it's like your cell phone number. It's the same length as your cell phone number. So imagine your cell phone number. That's the length of the meeting ID number. So what people do is when they create a meeting on Zoom, if I create a meeting, I send a link to Carol for her to click on to open up that meeting. Now, she could technically take that meeting ID number and type it in. If she's got a free account with Zoom, she could type in, there's a little button that says enter my meeting number, and it opens up a little box that says type in meeting number. So if she types that number into the Zoom link, here's a link right here. Each one, if you'll see it at the end, it has the actual type number. So if I send this link to you, which the nice thing is I can do that in an email, I can do that in Messenger, I can do that in text messaging. I can send you a link to a meeting in several different ways. And each one of those are hot links. And all you have to do is click on it, boom, and it opens it up. So you're part of this, like we are now on Facebook, Be Live TV. We're live. We're here. So you enter the meeting. So there's a million different little buttons and settings on Zoom that you have to go through, and that's one reason why, Carol, we're going to keep doing training for Zoom, right, Carol? With your
Absolutely.
Tell them about your website, Carol.
Sure, absolutely. We just launched beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com. It is a women's success network, and on our website we have our success team members, and they're coaches, trainers, facilitators, individuals that have expertise in specific areas. And so Jim Gray will be teaching online how to use Zoom for your business to really skyrocket your business. So so go to the website, take a look at all the Zoom e-classes. I'm right now still working with scheduling. So I have some success team members that I still need to get on the calendar and load them up onto the website. But the goal is really to create a robust calendar of Zoom e-classes so that everyone can just jump on and learn, whether it's marketing, advertising, business strategy, podcasting, whatever the subject is. Go to our beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com and tap into the resources. So that's what I love about this technology. It's right here at our fingertips, isn't it? And we just have to use it.
It really is. I mean, it's just
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, that's what. So if you want to learn more about Zoom, if you're not going to know this right away just in this one call here. So you need what my challenge to you is to go type in, get a free account, read up a little bit about it, and then go to Beautiful Faces Going Places. And the next time we have a Zoom meeting that you'll see on her schedule, come on to the meeting. It's free. Log in, and because practice makes perfect. It's just I wore my tennis little jersey here today because I like playing tennis. And I will tell you something about the game of tennis. If you don't practice, you don't get any better. So
Exactly.
if you sit around and you don't practice, you're not going to get any better. You're not going to grow and learn. So
and we don't bite, do we?
We don't bite. We're fun. We make it fun.
We're actually a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun together. We have a good time. Honestly, it's been like I feel like I have a community of friends now that I network and talk to on Zoom at different times, whether it's Beautiful Faces Going Places or a couple other networking groups that I'm part of. We really do. We have a good time, and Zoom is great. It never drops. And that's one of the things. I never have a connection drop. I never have a call dropped. I was on the Zoom call with a friend of mine up in Vermont, Springfield, Vermont, and his connection is a little fuzzy. And he said, "Wow, this is amazing. We haven't dropped at all." And I said, "Well, it's a platform. It's a good platform." Yeah. So, but let's go on. We're moving along here. I want to talk to you just to go through some of the benefits. I've typed myself a little benefits note here. So let's talk about, we're still on the why, but we're going to get out of the why here in a minute, but we're on the why. One of the reasons why you need to do video conferencing through Zoom is you save time. You don't have to, I'm sitting here right now wearing my sweatpants, but I look nice, I'm all business-like. When this meeting's over, I get to go back to doing what I was doing. I didn't have to get in my car. I didn't have to go through the snow and ice. I didn't have to waste all my time with everything. I can still hear if my mom and dad are upstairs and need some help. So I can multitask better. And we all know time is money. So that's one reason. The other reason is I said less painful. Okay. I'm trying to think of why I said that. Well, it's painful to sit in traffic. It's painful to be in your car, stressed out because you have to go to the store or something like that. So, and there is the safety aspect. If it's bad weather out, we're going to have a big snowstorm hitting here pretty soon, and it's going to be 19 below zero, and we may have winter weather. I can still work. I just do it on Zoom. Okay.
Exactly.
You can build more trust with people by creating an authentic voice. So, everybody that's watching this, I'm sure you're looking at me and you're looking at Carol and you're saying, who are these people? What do they have to say? Do I really want to listen to what they have to say? So you can judge us and you can walk away. You can just say, I'm done. I don't want to watch anymore. So you have the freedom. Nobody's holding you with a ball and chain around your neck. And I'm sorry I have a little allergy thing, so I just have a little cough thing going on. And I can't mute the mic.
But don't walk away. We've got some valuable information here.
Forgive me.
Seriously, I have fallen in love with Zoom over and over again in terms of being able to talk to my team members and customers and clients and collaborators, from the comfort of my home office. So, I mean, there is so much value in utilizing Zoom.
So, we talked about cross-platform. There's a clear sense of a before and after. I have a friend in DC that works for a company for the government and everything. And I haven't talked to him in years. I finally got him to download the app. We did a Zoom call together. And now we're going to get some college friends together on Zoom. So I haven't talked to him in 30 years. So there's a before and after. There's before you talk to someone on Zoom, and afterwards, it's like, you're like, my gosh, So it's easy to enter meetings. It's easy to send links to the meetings. Large businesses love it. It's vetted by IT people. There's a free plan, easy to download. It's the meeting scheduler is very easy to do. It's easy to record. You can do video recordings on Zoom. That's another thing. You can record your meeting and replay it. So if you want to have some kind of a training thing going on, you can record each meeting you have and then download it to your computer or download it up to the cloud. They give you 1 gigabyte of free cloud storage, and then you have to pay for more, which, it's like anything else. You can start paying more and more, but you don't have to. So now, let's talk about some of the ideas that we have here, untapped potential for Zoom, because we basically identified Zoom as a platform. That's what it is. It's a computer program. It's a platform. Just like Facebook is a platform. Before we started using Facebook, what did we do? We typed people messages, emailed people. We did. Now we go to our Facebook and look at all the things that are going. And there's some things we love about Facebook. And let's face it, there's something that just annoy the hell out of us. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't find certain things on Facebook annoying. Like, oh, they're talking about that again. Or, oh, do we have to hear that? Because we're all kind of like in between this world of our personal life and our business life. And how do we create that business page and that personal page, and how do we bring the two together? Well, Zoom is kind of like, there's some aspects of that too. But the nice thing is I think what it's untapped for is there's a lot of different areas that it's untapped. And I'm going to throw out some areas that it's untapped in. The Zoom has what they call breakout rooms, where you can take a large group of people and separate them into rooms to have conversations with each other. So from an aspect of clubs, you could have hobby clubs and networking clubs. They could use Zoom. You could use Zoom for reunions. If you had a family reunion, you have people all around the country and you haven't talked to them in years. Like we have like all these family trees. And you're like, where are they? I haven't talked to them. What are they doing? You could use Zoom you could have a Zoom family reunion. You can have a Zoom high school or college. You can use Zoom for church meetings. Okay, let's talk about church. There's a snow day. Well, technically, you could have the church service on Zoom. You could keep in touch with church members. You could do bingo on Zoom. It's easier for millennials to go to church. They like to sleep in bed, but now they can have their cup of coffee and sit and go to church right in front of their computer because they're good kids and they usually do like to go to church. But, we're all, we are what we are. We like to sleep in. And now they can wear their jammies and go to church. They can, in church meetings, they can have one-on-ones with the what do you call it? The priest. They could do a little one-on-one with the priest on Zoom. They could even do confessional for people, I guess, technically. They could have a prayer meeting group on Zoom. So that's enough of church. Fundraising. You want to raise money. You could use Zoom to fundraise. Why should people invest in your nonprofit? Let's say you have a nonprofit, you're trying to raise money. Well, why not invite potential donors into a Zoom meeting to ask, so they can ask you questions about why they should invest money, where does the money go, what's in it for me? So you could have a board of directors inviting their friends to a Zoom meeting to learn more about why they should invest in your charity. Okay.
I love it. I hadn't thought about that application, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, I want to. How many of you out there love to give your money away? Well, we like to give it if we get something back, if we get a feeling back that makes us feel good.
Yes.
But most of us are selfish people. We're generous in our hearts, in our minds, but we need to be stimulated with some kind of a feeling good feeling. Zoom is great for that because you could have a presentation, you could have an after conversation of questions and answers. You can invite up to 50 people free on the free account, and then it's up to 100 on the paid account. So you can have a whole, presentation on Zoom to get fundraising. And plus, people don't have to leave their houses to come hear your fundraiser. You say, hey, just come on, just Zoom in. I know you don't want to go blah, blah, blah. You don't want to go down blah, blah. Nobody likes that pressure cooker where they have to go to the event and everybody's making them guilty. Like, will you give money now? Here's the hat. Please give us money. Please do it. Like they're forcing them into it. And they're like, God, I hate this. So that's not the kind of basis if you're a nonprofit and you want to raise money. So Zoom's unregulated. That's a benefit. What does that mean? Well, it means, not to get into anything bad or risque here, but I'm just saying it basically, they allow you to use their platform. If I want to be a Democrat or a Republican, I can get together with my own people, meet with them, do whatever I want to do. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. I'm praying and hoping that everybody is, being good, but I'm just saying it's not regulated. And like nobody's going to pop into that meeting or check what I'm typing or texting, what we're saying or whatever. It's not regulated. So there's a freedom aspect, like the Wild West, going out west. Zoom could be used as a shopping assistant. If you want to have a shopping service where you're shopping for people, you could they could come on to Zoom and you help them buy what they want to buy. You could become their personal shopper. Okay? You know about deals, know about coupons. They could come to one of your Zoom meetings for shopping where you go out, research about all the different kinds of coupons, and you become the shopping expert. And so I know when I go to Kroger's, I have no idea what I'm paying. I know there's an app I'm supposed to use and all this stuff, but I need someone to hold my hand. I'm a guy. I go to United Dairy Farmer and buy Diet Coke and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm not supposed to admit that, but I buy water but whatever I buy at stores, I don't have time to go to coupons. Well, why not start a coupon club for people? They pay you $5 a month to join the coupon club. So now I could go into a Zoom meeting and they could email me. On Zoom, you can send people information through Zoom. You can send them PDF files. You can send them files.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a list of all the shopping deals. If you were a personal shopper, you could cater it around that person. If they know what I buy or what I like, we could have a whole program, and I pay them, and they make a living out of that. So shopping assistant. Business communications. Business communications, very critical for businesses, for training employees, for one-on-ones between managers and their employees. Maybe employees homesick and says, I need to talk to you, or mentoring. If a manager, an employee wants to be mentored, there could be legal issues. You could use Zoom for our aging population and their needs. Aging population, people at home care, medical, providing services, home care needs, making a connection. So I know I'm babbling here, Carol. Tell me that.
Well, I think we got the gist of all the different applications. I mean, it's just incredible. So I'm reading. I don't know if there are another couple of golden nuggets on how to use Zoom or why. My thoughts are if anyone has any additional questions for Jim, they can just post below, and Jim can, I know he would follow through and follow up with you and answer any additional questions that you might have. Jim, I would like for you to share, where can everyone find you besides on beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com? If someone would like to have additional training or a one-on-one with you, where is the best place for them to connect with you?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I have my website here.
Awesome.
It's gray, GRAY time.com. And I have a website that talks about
fantastic. Yes, and I've checked out your website. It's really, I think it's fantastic. And I love all the information that you have to offer as well on your videography services. So awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough for joining us here today, Jim. Thank you for sharing Zoom, the basics for Zoom and how and why and the benefits. It really is a tremendous tool and software platform. And I hope to see everyone's beautiful faces on Zoom.
Absolutely. And I want to say something. Carol had this wonderful event. I just need to tell them about your all-day, had this all-day Women's Success Summit.
Yes.
And there were like 9 speakers, and actually I did the videoing for it. But being behind the camera, sometimes you sit there and you're in awe of people, what they're saying and doing. And I was, there was mostly women there, but basically it was like, wow, what a powerful group of people. And it was really nice to meet some of those people. That's why I love it, because I get to meet so many great, fun people.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah. We loved having you there. Thank you. And I'm glad you're on our platform and part of our success team, and you're willing to share your knowledge and expertise to really up-level small business owners and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to boost their sales and their businesses and marketing through Zoom. So thank you for sharing. Really, really do appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
All right, we're going to sign off. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget to post any questions below so we can get back to you, and go out and have a fantastic day. All right, take care. Bye-bye.